on air every evening. The whole world must listen. As long as we preach this very gospel, Chukwokika Biama must be with us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiama who resided in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, Nanying Kebine Ligwe, Kahagedin Song, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day. Chukwu Biama believe we're whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said, my name is Namdekano. I am the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet, I tell you. I lead indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. So also do I command the armies of Biafra. They are fiercely loyal. They are loyal, I tell you, and doing the work that I expect them to do. I also direct Radio Biafra not through any power which I possess or any extraordinary knowledge, but by your grace, O Lord. By your grace, we honor you and we adore you. I know that some people listening, including the British, may not understand what we are doing. But there is nobody in Britain that answers Nwachukwu, the child of heaven. We do. Therefore, when we worship our Father, people should not try to be jealous.
We observe a minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. We mourn our heroes past, we celebrate them. And our heroes living, we celebrate them as well. All Biafrans that are fighting day and night, we celebrate you all as we continue to fight on until Biafra is fully restored. He say, he say, he say, he say. Greetings, Biafran people, and I salute you all to tonight's or morning or afternoon, evening, depending on your time zone. Ndewo to everybody. Greetings to our leaders that have lived before us, and greetings to our leaders that are in prison because of Biafra. Greetings to BDF who are in the bushes fighting for the defense of Biafra land. Greetings as well to Biafran people who have shown their resilience, their formidability, their commitment in the homeland. And greetings to all of you in diaspora who are eagerly working so hard to see that Biafra is fully restored, supporting with everything you have. I appreciate all of you. Greetings to our PM, His Excellency Honorable Kechukwu Nkere. Greetings to the entire cabinet of BRJ under your watch. Greetings to the de facto government. Greetings to our lobbyists. Greetings to our attorney. Greetings to our allies. Greetings to our advisors and greetings to those that love us and cares for us. Biafran people are predominantly Christians. And we thank the international community, most especially the president of the free world, the leader of the world president, for taking the bold step in interfering in the genocidal war that is happening on Christians. It is only those that do not know what Nigeria is made up of that will not appreciate the president of the free world, the leader of this very world today. Epstein file has been released by the US government. And when you look at the Epstein files, you see how Bill Gates and many others were planning and discussing about how to bring about the pandemic, the COVID-19 that all of you saw that broke out in 2019. As at 2015, there was discussion of how to bring the COVID-19, how to bring the pandemic to erupt planet Earth so that they can be able to eliminate and reduce numbers of human beings. It is very evil. If Donald Trump did not get into power, what would have happened to all of you today? Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. The same way he used that strong hand to deal with the United Nations, it's the same way he has used that strong hand to deal with the WHO, the World Health Organization, who actually partnered with the people that fabricated the pandemic to make it become a uniform thing. They use it to implement World Health Organization laws. Everybody in their country were forced by their Ministry of Health under the supervision of the World Health Organization to do what? To wear mask, to take vaccine. And if you don't take, they shut down your businesses. They expel you from school, and they also expel you from work. This has been a global pandemic that they planned and implemented against humanity. What if Donald Trump did not enter power? Oh my God. What would have been the fate of everybody in this world in the next 10 years to come? You say, when a good ruler is in power, the people rejoice, the community do not perish. We appreciate the leader of the free world. God will give him the strength in his reign, the wisdom and understanding, the strategies on how to deal with these evil people, these Sodom and Gomorrah descendants that have come. And as he leaves office at the end of his tenure, God will bring visionary replicate of him, people that have been in office with him and understood and learned every template that is he put in to be able to eliminate this evil plan, so that they can continue the good template that he has brought to the table. It's only in his reign that Nigeria is brought to book against the Christian genocide. It's only in his reign that the lawmakers of America drags Nigeria to the US Congress, apprehending Nigerian government for being selective of their laws and their constitution, applying negativity to Biafra leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, applying negativity to citizens of Biafra, while applying positivity and favoritism to the Fulani terrorists that have been deployed into Nigeria to annihilate the indigenous people. I salute all Biafrans. Yesterday I said something. We had ESN and we later had BDF. And with all the wotos and with all the ways and manners that they dealt with the terrorists that came to kill our babies, women, and children in Biafra land, nobody heard of or acknowledged that there was a government called BRGI and a de facto, and also a BDF, Army of the Biafran people that are in the homeland, fighting the quest of Biafra to defend Biafra people. Nobody acknowledged it from the international community. Nobody from America acknowledged it. But since the day we started making use of the lobbyist and the attorney in America under BRGI, American government now understands that the Biafran people have a security department that defends their people from the jihadist terrorists that have come to slaughter them. And that security department serves as a defense mechanism to the Biafran people. The international community now understands and knows the effectiveness of what Biafrans are doing in the homeland. That is why before you had ESN, you had BDF, you protested in Mbo, you protested in Onitsha. You only entered the street in Port Harcourt. You were having meeting in Emene and they shot at you. They killed you in broad daylight. Nobody did anything. Even your names to have been victims of that circumstances were not known by anybody. But for the past 1 week, the Biafran people have protested in the street of Biafra. And they were raising Biafra flag. And they had the inscription, Free Mazen Namdekano, Free Biafra. They were chanting it in broad daylight. The Nigerian government lost the balls of shooting them to death, like they have done before. Why? Because BRGI have weaponized the US foreign policies against Nigeria with their apparatus. The political and international isolation on Nigeria has been activated. International pressure on their military formation has been activated. Credibility damage on Nigeria has been enumerated to the international community. When I mean international community, the only place that is credible is America, which is the leader of the world. I don't mean Europe, because Europe milk on your death, on your genocide. China, Russia, and every other part of the world, UK, they milk on your genocide. That is when they are coming round the table to decide which resources they should negotiate, what they should go for, what they should capitalize on, while babies, women, and children are being slaughtered. It has been happening like this for 100 years. None of them have taken any steps to sanction Nigeria. Rather, they take steps in apportioning which resources is available in which part of Nigeria, and who takes the shift of going for these resources first. Who goes for the resources in Zamfara? Who goes for the one in Biafra? Who goes for the one in Lagos? Who goes for the one in Sambisa? That is how UK, EU, China, Russia, they take shift. They share how they go about with the resources. While the dead bodies of your babies, women, and children are piling up, they make use of the terrorists to slaughter you, and then they divide your dividends of democracies the way it will be useful to them, capitalizing on your own death. But it's only America that takes a bold step, not minding how much they invest in Nigeria and what it means to the American citizens. They push their investment one side and then decide to sanction Nigeria, having known the importance of human life. So their business on one hand, they have to sanction Nigeria on the other hand. So if Nigeria wants to continue business with them, it's either they listen to the conditions they are giving them to end the genocide, or there will be no more business. And we cannot do the business while genocide is ongoing and then we overlook the genocide. It's either we do the business in one hand and we pressure you to end the genocide on the other hand. That is how equality and transparency is seen in those that cares about human lives. I appreciate all Biafrans. The face of the Biafran freedom and liberation we are going into after the declaration is one that you should understand. Let me explain something. Some people do not understand the concept of this Biafra independence restoration and recognition. I know that some people thought after the declaration in Lati in December 2nd that Biafra is fully restored, that they will go and start making use of the ID card, they will go and start making use of the passport, They will go and start making use of the money. They will go and start making use of the constitution. They will go and start making use of the database. They will go and start making use of everything that we have unveiled. No, it's not so. It's not so. You cannot make use of Biafra passport now because you have not restored Biafra fully. You have not taken control of your land. You have not gotten the recognition. You cannot make use of Biafra identity card now to be recognized in any system because Biafra as a country has not been recognized or enlisted in the system to come out. I want to ask many of you, when you are trying to sign up for any account online, and then you are asked to choose your country, and then you are also asked to choose your identification document, you will see every country that is enlisted there. Do you see Biafra come out? You don't see Biafra come out. But you can see Nigeria, you see every other country that have gotten recognition and is a sovereign country. So you can use documents of those countries that have gotten recognition and is a sovereign country and is living. But you cannot use your own document to verify anything internationally on the system because your country would not come out. It has not been recognized yet. So you can't make use of your ID card as identification document because first you have to choose your country before you now upload your identification document to show that this is Biafra Republic or United States of Biafra ID card, or Biafra Republic passport or United States of Biafra passport, whichever name all of you want to call it, which is still Biafra. So your money, you cannot find it to use now. Yes, you can find it to use as a legal tender now on many platforms because Biafra has not been recognized yet. You cannot also make use of the constitution that we drafted and put up now because you're not going to implement the constitution in America or for American citizens. No, your constitution should be implemented in your own country that has gotten restoration, recognition, and is in full government, right? So your constitution should be governing your own people in your own land. Constitution should not be governing American citizens or governing Biafrans inside America or governing Biafrans inside China or UK or Europe when you have not gotten your own recognition or your own government structure standing physically firm. So, with all this, and for us to go far and gradually to the point of making use of all these things in full, it will take years, rough rides, rough transitions, and it will also take processes of being brutal. It will also take processes of taking decisions that will hurt you and I. It will also take decisions of eliminating every barriers. When I mean every barrier, it means barriers in-house and outside. Barriers that have been originated within us to destroy what we are doing. So we must be ready to eliminate those barriers. Because you cannot accumulate or accommodate barriers and then you expect to move forward. No, there must always become stumble blocks. So find a way to eliminate the barriers first so that when you're moving, you have a free movement. So after the declaration of Biafra, we have a long fight and a rough fight to fight. And it will take long process, years. I want you to listen to the Somaliland situation and then tell me How many years Somaliland have been fighting on? When you understand this, then you will know that we are into a long process. For some of you who joined Biafra freedom movement, and you had expected that the freedom that you have joined, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not get to the finishing line, and that when Prime Minister Simon Ekpa emerged, that we are at the finishing line, or that now that Prime Minister Okenkere has emerged, that we are at the finishing line. We have long ways and processes to go because it will take steps. Just look at how many years Somaliland have been in consistent war of liberation to be able to get their ways through. So when you are all jubilating and then you're using Somaliland as a role model and as a case study, you should ask yourself if you are fully ready to be able to tread the path. Because the rough edges are already coming out. And as the rough edges are already coming out, many of you that do not have resilience and mental toughness, you may be falling off the way because we are in a very rough and tough tide, which we are going into. And I'm going to explain this rough and tough tide for you in few ways with what has just emerged, for the past 2 weeks. Yes. Now, how long has Ambazonia also fought territorial warfare? Let me go to Ambazonia. I'm going to Ambazonia. Here is Ambazonia. Can you see the screen? Okay. Here is Ambazonia. When you look at Ambazonia, the territorial warfare is ongoing. It has been on from, according to this research here that you find on Google. Google said from 2016. Yeah, that is what Google is giving you here from 2016. So how many years is that? So coming down, it is approximately now 8 to 9 years or 10 years going, right? Have they backed down? No. Are they still fighting on? Yes. Now, are they controlling some part of Ambazonia? Yes, because they have taken the bull by the horn. And are they taking the rough path, which you all need to be ready to take as it emerges? Yes, because it's part of the freedom movement that you have to. Are they taking out the barriers, both internal and external? They are taking out the barriers. And they are going with consistency. Men are falling by the day, and men are walking out while men are walking in. And consistency continues. They believe in their cause. And they understand what it means. And they are fighting on. That is 10 years counting. Somaliland was counting 34 to 40 years, right? And then, how many years is Biafra counting? When was Biafra redeclared? When was the restoration of the declaration done? It's just 2020, 2024, right? Today we are in 2026. So let's say that 1 year ago. And within this 1 year ago, what are the tough stages that you have been through? How has your consistency been? Because you are about entering into another tough and rough stage and ages. Are you flipping off? I come in peace today, but not in real peace. Because any day that I appear with this palm wine tapas cap on my head is a day of reckoning. Any day I appear with this palm wine tapas cap on my head is a day of reckoning. It's a day of connecting dots and opening some kind of worms. I salute all Biafrans. Please, as you join the program, share it very well so that other people can be able to join. Now, we will make friends and we will select our enemies. And we will deal with our enemies the way it will be good for us. And we will not make our enemies to be happy the way others have made their enemies to be happy. So we will deal with our enemies in different ways. But don't make yourself the enemy of the Biafran people. A lot of you have thrown in questions about the BDF. And let me address it here. So cut this very part so that you can have it and share it everywhere. The BDF is the security or the defense wing or department of the country. The BDF or the defense or the security of a country do not influence the democratic process of a country. They do not decide the democratic process of a country. The democratic process of a country is done democratically within the parliament. All of you saw that the chief of defense staffs of Nigeria and America and UK and Europe and Asia and every other country, they are invited by the parliament to come to the parliament and answer questions and speak to the parliament because they have assignments given to them by the administration, by the parliament to carry out for the people. So they summon them to come and answer questions on the assignment that was given to them. It is not them that give assignment to the parliament. It is the parliament that give assignment to them. It is the parliament that carries out the democratic process of the country or the nation. It is not the defense or the security of the country that now give the assignments to the parliament. Before American government struck the Nigerian terrorists in Sokoto, was it the Department of War that dished out instructions to the Parliament of America, being the executives, or to the President of America being the leader of the government, which is the democratically elected leader of the people? Was it the Department of War that carried out the order and commanded the presidency or the parliament? Or it was the parliament, the presidency, that gave a mandate to the security department or to the defense department and told them, this is what the people want you to do. So you have to strike the terrorist. It was not the defense department or the security department that gave instruction to the presidency or the parliament. It was the parliament or the presidency that gave instruction to the defense department and the security, because they have a duty of carrying out the mandate of the people given to them by the executives or the parliament, which is the democratically elected process that is in charge of the government. I believe what I have just addressed have taken care of many of your questions. So don't be worried about too many questions or your mind about our BDF or our security. Our security takes the mandate of the government. It is not the government that takes the mandate of the security. The mandate that the government gives to the security or the defense is what the people want. Now, Nigerian National Assembly and the US Congress and the US Senate, they summon the defense chief. They summon the Minister of Defense to come and give reports, to come and tell them the mandate, the assignment that was given to them while they are not discharging it, or when they expect it to be discharged. So the defense are to focus on their defense mechanism, not to decide who is the president of Nigeria, or who is the president of America, or who is not the president of America. Because the president of America or Nigeria or any nation was elected democratically to be into power. I will or may serve in the Defense Department. I may be angry with the president of the nation or the country. That is my personal view. Does that change that president or that prime minister of that country as the leader of that country? It doesn't change. How many protests have been done against Donald Trump as the leader of America? Has it changed Donald Trump as the leader of the American government that was democratically elected by the people? No. How many protests has been done against or by Tinubu government or even Buhari time? Did it change the fact that Buhari is the president of Nigeria or Tinubu is still the president of Nigeria? You carry the casket, you write there, Tinubu must go. You carry casket also, you wrote, Jonathan must go. Jonathan is dead, go and bury him. The same thing they did to Donald Trump. Does it change the fact that Donald Trump, President Tinubu, President Buhari, even Abacha, that he is the president of Nigeria? Does it change the fact? It doesn't change. So, I will be in the Defense Department or I may be part of the military. And then I differ in my views with the president of the country or the prime minister of the country. It's my personal opinion. But it doesn't change the fact that He is the democratically elected leader to lead the nation. And it will not change it. I can only grumble. I can only grumble as a personnel, but I cannot go and change the situation. Because we take mandates as military personnel from the democratically elected executives, except for a process where there is a military coup. And then the country is under military rule. And a country being under military rule, something must have metamorphosed into it. And that shouldn't last forever. Except they need to revolutionize the system for a long time. They may decide to stay for the next 20 years. After they see that they have put everything in order before, they will now look for a democratic system to come in. And then they will be watching so that if they now do evil again, they will topple them. But in a freedom fighting like this, in a government in exile and a de facto in the homeland and our defense, what is it that we have to carry coup? What is it that the defense will carry coup for? Is it the money that the prime minister or the ministers in government are not receiving salary? Because if I carry coup now as a military personnel in a working government where everything is well implemented, I will know that when I get into power, I will have the money readily available to use it to harness the development and the economic situation of the country. But if I go and carry coup now to say I dey topple the effective prime minister in office or the president, where is the money that I will use to carry out the development or to do anything? When you are begging Biafrans to come out to donate money for us to use and defend our land and to continue our lobbying and political game, where is the money that I will use? Freedom fighting needs money. It is not cho cho cho. There are many of you that have spent fortune to make sure that this Biafra freedom does not fall. Yes. And I bless you all for that. And I continue to thank you. It is not everybody that you see that come to fundraising and give us 20 ejema, 30 ejema, 40 ejema, 100 ejema, that have only that 20, 30, 40, and 100. No. There are people that have 100,000. But they cannot give us boldly 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. But they will give us 20 ejema, 30 ejema, 50 ejema, 100 ejema. Then there are people that do not have 100,000 ejema, but they have 50,000 ejema. Then from that 50,000 ejema, they are ready to give 1,000 ejema, 3,000 ejema, 2,000 ejema at a glow, so that which they give can be able to achieve something for like 1 week, because they feel that if they had all, they would have given all. Between you that had 100,000 ejema, but you're coming to give us 20, 30, 50, 100, and somebody that has 50,000 ejema and is able to give us 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, who do you think that God will bless more? Give with your full heart and don't give to regret. And don't give when you don't want to give. Don't give because you want to make showy display. No. Don't give because you want to make caricature of the process of this freedom. Because if you don't partake in it, God will still raise other people to do it. And there is one thing some people need to understand. It doesn't matter how long it takes for us to get Biafra fully restored and the recognition. We will continue whether we are getting 1,000 to 2,000. We'll be going with it Because some of you think, because if you don't give us money, we will not succeed. The longer you give us 100, what we would have done in 5 years, it will not take us 20 years. The longer you give us 1,000, what we would have done in 10 years, we will now do it in 5 years. But remember that when you have 100,000 and you come to give us 100 a gemma, as you're giving us 100 a gemma, thinking that you're doing us, because none of us is receiving salary, we are actually using our own money to put into Biafra and our time and energy and our family. Nobody is receiving salary. If you think that you are doing us, remember that you are doing yourself. Because if you give us 100 a gemma, the 100 a gemma will only go to the point where it can go to. We will do what we can do. BDF will not kill themselves for you. You cannot give BDF 100 a J while the terrorists are coming with weapons of 5 million a J, and then you are giving BDF 100 a J to go and acquire their own logistics to face the terrorists. Who does that? You want them to go with 100 a J? What can they get with 100 a J? So better they go and save their lives and wait until when they see that you are able to bring a good amount of AJ that will be able to acquire the logistics that will be able to repel the terrorists that came with weapons of 150,000 AJ. So if you think that giving us 100 AJ instead of giving us 1,000, that you're doing us, you're doing yourself. Remember some other thing. That the more you are prolonging the process of the restoration and the recognition and the eviction of the Nigerian terrorist presence in Biafra land, the more the terrorists will be outnumbering you, the more the terrorists will be killing your babies, women, and children. I've said this times without number. BDF, your security can survive without you, but your babies, women, and children cannot survive without BDF. Because without them, all the genocide that you see that is happening in the far north and middle belt, it will be happening in Biafra land. The nightmare of Nigerian terrorists has become the BDF, your security. So fund your security, fund your freedom, fund your BROGI. Yes. Like I said before, the democratic process that takes place is what decides the leader of a country or a nation or a government, not the defense. The defense only comes to carry out the mandate given to them by the government. Yes. It is the government that will disburse funds to the security of a country and the defense of a country. If the government don't disburse funds to the security of a country, how can that security of that country survive? So you see, it's not the security of the country that goes serving for funds. It is the government and the people that serve for funds to take care of their security so that they can be able to do the mandate of the people and what the parliament wants them to do. So it's not in the hands of the security or the defense to decide or to counter the democratic process of the leadership of the government. Their own work is to carry the mandate given to them, discharge, and come and give report. Thank you to everyone. I said we are going into a very rough phase, and this rough phase has many rough edges. And if you don't have the mental toughness, you will not be able to stand. And let me bring something to the screen, because I want some of you to understand that that rough edge, that rough stage that I said is already here. So the thing is, are you in or you are not? Are you ready or you are not ready? Have you brainstormed to be able to face it? It is what you need to ask yourself. Now, follow me to see what I will bring to the screen. I want everybody to watch and see. Because I said the rough age, the rough stage that we are going into is what will determine whether you're strong enough to face. Because there is going to be sabotage, there's going to be clearance of obstacles. We need determination, courage, not people that are fickle minded, people that cannot stand one place and then take a decision and then follow and then know what to do in the absence and in the presence of your past leaders that were here with you. Because there is tough and rough edges and faces that are emanating as we continue. Now, do you understand what it means for Nigerian government to now make use of some of your favorite Biafran billionaires? Do you understand what it means for Nigerian government to now make use of some of your favorite Biafran billionaires at a point where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been sentenced to death and life imprisonment? At a point where every Biafran has been pronounced international terrorist by Nigerian government. Now, do you now understand what it means for Nigerian government to now pick some of your lovable and adoring hey, and lucrative and swagalicious billionaires that all of you love? If anybody comes to attack this your billionaires online any day, you will jump at them and say, hey, don't touch Obi Kubana. You are jealous of Obi Kubana because you don't have money. You're jealous of Obi Kubana because Obi Kubana is a rich guy. You're jealous of Obi Kubana because he is this, is that. Obi Kubana was not given post in APC before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was imprisoned. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was declared death sentence. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was declared life imprisonment, Obi Kubana was not given post. Now, when I said we are going into the rough ages of the Biafran freedom, and you need to be mentally tough. If you're not mentally tough, you're not going to be able to pass this very stage because you will easily fall out because of mental weakness. You will not even be able to determine your balance. Today you will be here, tomorrow you will be running to another place. Tomorrow you will be even going to support the Obi Kubana. Tomorrow you will be supporting Obedient. Tomorrow you'll be supporting Jagaban. Tomorrow you'll be supporting Atiku Abubakar. Next tomorrow you'll be supporting Kwankwaso. Next tomorrow you'll be supporting those that work to kill and eliminate the BDF. Yes. You will be working with those that block the Biafran government website so that BDF will not have anything, so that BRGI will not have anything to work to move the affairs of the government forward. You will be supporting those that actually block the Biafran government website so that everything that we're doing with the Biafran government funds will be truncated. At this very point, going forward, is a very rough and tough stage, which you need to be very careful in counting or using your tongue to count your teeth to determine your stability. Because if you don't do so, you will fall. This is Obi Kubana chief priest. They say Obi Kubana, Kubana chief priest, and other Southeast City Boy movement members visit Imo State. Hope Uzodinma. This is number one. And I am going to also bring number two. Number two is about what? Number two is about the same Obi Kubana becoming ambassador to Tinubu. And he was singing, "On your mandate we shall stand." So after doing it for Tinubu, he has now come out openly to come and do it to Oblesus Odinma. This is why I'm telling all of you that the phase that we are going into is a mentally tough and a rough age and a phase that needs resilience and consistency and people that have toughness of mind to be able to persevere and to advance and to pass this stage. Because we will need to take tough and rough decisions. Tough and rough decisions that will affect many people if you actually want freedom. Because all of you love Obi Kubana, right? The same way all of you love Peter Obi. So Obi Kubana is to be used against you now. The same way that they have used Peter Obi against you. Yes, because they have to check your weaknesses. Because all of you, Biafrans, let me use that word, all of you, I'm not exempting anybody now. All of you, you are emotionally attached. Yes. You carry your emotions to attach to any leader that is in this freedom fighting. Yes. You carry your personal interest, your personal gain, and your gratification to put inside the freedom fight. That is why you can't be mentally tough in freedom fighting. So, any day the person that you love so much, any day the person that you call your angel, your God, or your savior is no more in office, you want to destroy the entire process. That is why Fulani terrorists, having understood your weaknesses, that you use emotions instead of your brain, your number 6, that you're working with emotions. Oh, why is it this person? It's not somebody that I love. It's not somebody that I like. This is the person that I like. This is the person that I love is swag. All of you love Obi swag. Even when we tell you that Obi was sent by UK government to come and destroy Biafra, did you listen to us? Because of the emotions that you have for Obi. Because when Obi come, he speak English and then he use soft tone. He start quoting statistics that does not exist and start giving you hopeless promises. All of you now die. Say, oh, Obi is the man. Obi is our savior. Obi is the person. So, what do you think those that want to destroy you will do? They will look for those persons that you say is your dream mate, that is your model. They will look for that person to bring that person to use to sabotage you and to destroy your efforts. So, like I was saying, they figured out that Obi, he is the person that you all love. That when you hear Obi and when you hear Igbo presidency, yes, because you don't think outside of the box. You are dreaming of Igbo presidency and Igbo inclusiveness for over 100 years, and you are still dreaming. to become president. Your only dream is to become president. And you think that when you become president, that you will destroy all the Fulani terrorists, that you will change the policy of Nigeria, you will change the constitution. If you change the constitution when you become Igbo president, how long will you last in office? Is it not 4 years? After 4 years, they push you out. A Northerner and a Yoruba man will now come in. They now review the constitution again. They bring it back to where it was. And even while you're in the office as the president, you cannot even take a decision that will influence the territorial integrity of Nigeria as a whole, because they will use the maximum numbers and vote of the northern and the western senators in the National Assembly to turn down your motion. When you bring in a motion for them to sign to adopt a new law, they will cast votes on it before they will appropriate it. So when they cast vote and finish, the northern senators and the western senators will cast vote to turn it down. Let me see where you go now. It's not by becoming the president of the country or the prime minister of the country. It's by having the ability to do it. You alone, you are just one head. It is not every bill that you will sign and then pass it to the National Assembly. It will go through. No. Do you know why Tinubu? Do you know why Tinubu? Do you know why Tinubu had to bring Godswill Akpabio to become the Senate President of Nigeria? Because Tinubu knows that when he is in power and then he tries to make some policies, if it is a northern senator or even a Yoruba senator that is there as the Senate President, that bill will not go through in favor of Tinubu. No, it will not go through. I'm telling you this pop and plain. If a Yoruba senator was the Senate President of Nigeria, if a Fulani senator was the Senate President of Nigeria, by the time Tinubu sends a bill in, that bill will not go through as far as it is not in favor of the Fulanis and the Yorubas. It will not go through. But Tinubu had to look for someone that is not a Fulani and is not a Yoruba. He looked for someone that is a Biafra to come and put there. So that when the bill comes in, domani. So that when the bill, so that when the bill comes in, the Senate President who sees that this bill is not in favor of Fulani, is not in favor of Yoruba, and it will not also favor Biafra people, what will he do? He will pass the bill. Even when the entire Senate is turning against the bill, he will try to lobby them round. He will lobby them round. When he lobby them, at the end of the day, they will come to burn alongside with him. Yes, because if he has to kick against it, it will mean that the mandate which he was put there is not working. So he has to walk in line. So Tinubu knew why he put Godswill Akpabio as the president of the Senate, so that it will oppose what the Fulanis will not allow him to put through. It will also oppose what the Yorubas will not allow him to put through. You see, Yorubas, they betray their people also. So forget that thing, because they know Tinubu. They know the crimes that Tinubu has committed in Nigeria. So they will not commit everything into Tinubu's hand to the end. That's why Tinubu used his brain to look for a Biafran, Akpabio, who will be on a neutral ground to sit down and watch and see how Yorubas and Fulanis will be fighting. So it will now be like the devil's advocate to bring peace in between them. So coming back to Obi Kubana is part of the rough ages that I've told all of you that you should get ready to face. Because Tinubu did not put him where he is. Now, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not pronounced death sentence, and when they did not see that Biafrans are becoming over formidable. Now, because they have seen that Biafrans have become over formidable now, after the pronouncement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu death sentence, they now have to start looking for your lovable and adorable and alluring and lucrative billionaires, which all of you support on social media and everywhere. So with this, if this billionaire comes to your community and then lavish you with money, and then create an NGO, and then create small job, they will buy your brain against Biafra. Are you getting the point? That is the essence of looking for the billionaires in your community, to now give them this a Fulani terrorist conquest mandate at this very point, so that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will rot in jail, Biafra independence agenda will rot in jail, and Biafra will never come. That is why they are making use of your billionaires now, so that your billionaires will be empowered to make use of that money that they will give them. Now, I want all of you to watch. Going forward now, you will not see or hear that Nigerian government is clamping down on Obi Kubana in any of his businesses. Going forward, you will not hear it. You will not hear it, because this is a contract. Everything is for his business purpose, for his personal gain. This is why I hate some of you, because you only love your belly. You don't care about BDF. You don't care about the lobbying process. You don't care about the diplomatic and the political work that we do to move Biafra forward. You only care about yourself. You want it to be about you, what should be done for you and what you should do, and how what you will gain, how you will come out. Since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, has Obi Kubana spoken against Nigeria in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? No, you did not hear it. Since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped or sentenced to death, did Obi Kubana come to challenge Nigerian government? If he has come to challenge Nigerian government before now, after the imprisonment or death sentence to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is why they are calling him in, to give him money, to empower him, to shut him up, so that the money that they will give him and the mandate that they will give him, he will be able to use it to destroy Biafra. Who do you see with him today? Hopeless Odema. Let me play the video. Later, I will bring the other one that Tinubu was coronating him. This is why I said the stage we are going into now is a very rough stage on Biafra. So you need mental toughness to be able to persevere. Yes, to be able to move and know how to go with this, because it is a tough time and it demands tough and hard decisions to be taken going forward. So if you cannot stand it, if you cannot face it, back off. Yes. If you are not ready to take out the enemies of Biafra, both within and without, then just shut up and lock up. Yes. Shut up and lock off, and then pack your loads and disappear. If you're not ready to take out the enemies of Biafra. enemies of Biafra that is stalking all of you in this perpetual bondage. Remember that freedom is not easy. That it cannot be given to you. You have to fight your way out. That is why those that you are fighting against, they are also fighting their way out by using you against your people. That is why they have to make use of Obi Kubana. They make use of Peter Obi. They now make, you see, they are using Obi to do political campaign in the northern part of Nigeria. Are they using Obi to do campaign in Biafra land? No. Where they are starting the campaign with Obi is to the north. Yes. Because they know that your brain is already emotionally configured and attached to any of your leaders. So they don't have problem with you now because they have already tested your brain before with Obi. They see that where they need to use Obi now to market is in the far north. But for the people in Biafra region, no, they don't have problem. It's just to come. Obi will do only one campaign. Chakam, you don't finish. That is why you see, they are sending Wike to come to Biafra land and be doing campaign for Tinubu. While they now carry Obi to go to the north to go and do campaign for 2027. What is the campaign for? The campaign is not for Nigeria to end. It is for the genocide to continue. It is to destroy Biafra. That campaign that you see, that they use Wike and they use Obi. They send Obi to this side, they send Wike to this side. It is aimed at destroying Biafra. Because they see how emotionally attached your brains are to your leaders. Both the active leaders in office and leaders that will come tomorrow and those that have served before. So many of you said you would die for Obi before. The same way many of you say you will die for any of your leaders. And when those leaders start acting funny, your brain will still be dead. That's why even when Obi is being used by the Fulani terrorists, by UK, to destroy your lives, you are still supporting the Obi at the expense of your own life because of emotional attachment. You're not acting on the mandate of the freedom, you're acting on emotions. This Yochi, very foolish set of people. So when that your leader is not active in office, any other person that comes, oh, that person will not do anything. He cannot be active. So you must go and wait until you bring out that your leader that was, And you forget that there is no how a government that wants to kill your leader, arrest your leader, and use serious count charges against your leader, and lock those your leaders in prison. And then they say they are giving those your leaders 6 years, 10 years, 20 years. You expect that after those your leaders serve that 6 years, that government that gave them 6 years or 10 years or 20 years will free them of all charges, will give them the freedom to come back and practice what they were practicing before. You are the biggest fool in this life. Yes. Nigerian government and Finland will not release your leaders even after they finish serving the jail terms. They will look for other conditions to lock them down. Do you know conditions that you are out of prison, but you cannot participate in any political uprising? You cannot influence any situation. You have to sign undertaking. They condition you in it. Let me ask you, what has happened to Showore? After Showore was brought out of prison, he's even under Tinubu. Tinubu brought him out. Now, Tinubu has given him leverage to walk around, to participate in political rallies and do every other thing, to even protest. But can Showore travel out of Nigeria? Nigerian government has restricted Showore to travel out of Nigeria. Showore cannot travel out of Nigeria. That is why he's stuck inside Nigeria. This is one of the restrictions and the policies that they put. It will not also take them anything to put another restriction that Showore should not participate in any political uprising. They can bring up one of those policies as a condition, and Showore will not be able to do anything. This is how government use these policies to tie down leaders of freedom fighting. So for some of you that are expecting that when our leaders in prison will come out, that they will give them the free way to now come and do and continue the same policies and template and the way they were doing. No. That is why in the South African freedom process, when their people saw that their leaders were locked up, they understand that the reason why they lock up their leaders is to stop their freedom and to also shut their mouth forever. What did the South African people do? They formed a government in exile. They elected new leaders. They shifted the barrel of gun from their leaders that were imprisoned. They shifted it away from those that imprisoned them. They now shifted the responsibility and their names away and the focus. So those that put them in prison could not have anything to hold against them again. They now have to face those that are actively in exile. Then those that are actively in exile now started playing them the game of chess. So capture the people in exile the way you captured the other one and put now. Impossible. Those ones in prison cannot make decisions, cannot affect what they are doing now, right? But there are other people that are in office and they are picking up and then they are moving on and they are doing things. They continue till when their government fully emerge. Then what happened? When their leaders were released from prison, they now opened political nomination. They nominated those their leaders that were in prison to come and become their first leaders to lead. Some of them that wanted to remain and lead, they led. Those that did not want, they now retired. You see how the process should be? In your own case in Biafra, your emotions and your stupidity does not allow you to reason well. You want your leaders in prison to finish serving and then come out to come and tell you what to do. You even want them to be leading you from inside prison. Useless people. So that means all your brains are dead and destroyed. You don't have sense. You cannot move to anywhere. That is why every day the government of Nigeria are coming out with policies that will destroy more of your brains emotionally because they have seen that you are emotionally attached. There's a video in TikTok. I don't know whether I finish editing this video. It's about Soludo. Now, Soludo was saying something. I think the video is not fully edited, so it cannot come out here. Soludo was saying something. What was Soludo saying? Soludo was saying that anybody that is advising Buhari not to take the Biafran cause seriously, that person should be checked. Because that person doesn't want Buhari to progress in the progress of his governance. Now, when Soludo said that, he captured your brains. I think, okay, let me see. Let me see if the video will come out here. Because of how emotional many of you are attached to all these, your billionaires and all your leaders, without using your brain, you only work with emotions. The government of the day will always look for your weaknesses to capitalize on it and to destroy you. That is why I said Biafrans need to be mentally tough now because of the next phase that we are going into. Because it's time for resilience and those that have their brains in gear to be able to move and to face the rough ride that is coming. Listen to what Soludo said. Listen on.
So, if I were President Buhari, quite honestly, I would be very suspicious of anyone who advises me to ignore the Biafran issue. I'll be very suspicious. Anybody who says that is either ignorant or being mischievous or quite patently doesn't mean well for the government itself. It probably wants the same government to repeat the mistakes of the past so that we could lead it down the train. We must start learning in this country. So let's talk Biafra.
Now, have you listened to this video? I'm compiling the video. So when it's done compiling, I will post it. So I'm just playing the compilation part. This is Soludo speaking in 2016. 2016 is how many years now? 10 years ago. Anybody advising Buhari to ignore the Biafran issue, that person doesn't mean well for Buhari's government because he wants a repetition and a quagmire to erupt in the country. This is 2016, 10 years ago. And with these sweet words, all of you became emotionally attached to Soludo. That is why when Soludo got the governorship ticket, all of you now went to go and bring this video and say, oh, Soludo speak well for Biafra. You now become emotionally attached to Soludo. Today, who is the person that is playing the best of cards for the Fulani terrorists against all of you for Biafra? Is it me? Is it me? I'm asking a very simple question. Am I the person that is playing the best of cards for the Fulani terrorists today against Biafra? He's the Soludo. Because of the emotions that all of you put in your brain, instead of using your brain to fight for freedom, you're using emotional attachment. So Nigerian government have discovered that you don't work with the mandate of Biafra, but rather many of you are working with emotional attachment on this Biafran quest. That is why when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, many of you hated autopilot so much. You said autopilot cannot be supported, it cannot go to anywhere. Biafran government was unveiled. It said Biafran government in Israel cannot be supported, cannot go to anywhere because you say you are only emotionally attached to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You sat down since 2021 to 2026 today. What have you done for Biafra while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison? Nothing. You're still waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. Now they have sentenced him to life imprisonment and death sentence. What have you done? Nothing. You cannot do anything. Some of you are even saying, if anything happens to Mazi Nnamdi, if they kill him, so you are praying for them to kill him first. When they kill him before you come out to do something. What will you do that you did not do when they have not killed him? When they kidnap him, what did you do? When they pronounce him to death sentence, what did you do? Oh, you want them to hang him to death before you come and do so. You will not do anything, because it is only the word and the utterances of a coward, of an idiot, a nonentity, that will see that his house is on fire, and he will say, if this fire burn me, the fire don't already burn your house, which is part of you. You are saying if it burn you, when it don't burn your entire house finish, you have no household again. You're not sleeping outside. What is the remain of you that the fire will not burn? The same way you use that emotional attachment on Mazen Kano, some of you are using it on Mazen Simon Ekpa today. That is why Nigerian government have discovered that all of you don't follow the BDF to support them. You don't follow the lobbies to support them, to see where the progress of the Biafra recognition and restoration and the defense is coming from. No, rather, you are following emotions of who you are attached to as leader, or as a Biafran leader, or as any Biafran leader that is in government. So that is who you are attached to. It's not about following the template or the mandate or what is actually performing or giving result. What has Obi Kubana done for you? Right from when Mazen Kano was kidnapped till this day, what has he done for you? But many of you are emotionally attached to him. What has Peter Obi done for you since Mazen Kano was kidnapped to this day? Nothing. But you are all emotionally attached to Obi Kubana and Peter Obi than even Mazen Kano. And I ask again, what has Okenkere done for you and done for Biafra since Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Kano were in prison? The lists are endless. The lists are endless of what Mazi Nkere have done for Biafra through the lobbies and the homeland. The lists are endless. Those from the homeland, they know. They know. If they have not eaten forbidden fruit, that they will come to the media to open their mouth to speak ill of Nkere, or to call him a fraudster or a criminal or thief. It is the God of thunder that will strike many people to death. Yes, because you all know what God has used Okenkere to do for all of you, both in the homeland, in the cause of fighting for this Biafra, and in diaspora, in the lobbying committee. You know, you see the result. Nigeria are crying about it. So my question is, are you following Okenkere because you love him? Or are you following BRGIA because of the result that you see that BRGIA have brought so far on the table since after Mazi Kano, Mazi Simon Ekpa were imprisoned? Which other splinter groups that claim to be doing anything have given any result or done anything for Biafrans in the homeland fighting for this freedom? And the political and diplomatic lobbying for Biafra happening in diaspora. Which other splinter groups have any track record? It is Okenkere that has a record. I'm not telling you to be emotionally attached to Okenkere. Don't love him. Love the result that under his watch is coming out. Yes, because I cannot force you to love who you don't want to love. And I cannot force you to like who you don't want to like. We are not here to love somebody or to be emotionally attached. No, we are here for freedom. That is why I love all of you and I like all of you. And I will also hate all of you when you start doing what is not right, that is against this freedom. Yes, I don't have a permanent friend. Not even my wife or my children or my father or my mother or my family can stand on the way of Biafra, and then I will allow them to destroy Biafra. I said, not my children, not my wives, because I'm going to marry many wives. Let me say it very well. I'm going to have many wives. Not my children, not my wives, and not my father, and not my mother, and not my siblings, and not my friends can cross the path of Biafra while I am still fighting for the Biafra, then I will allow them to destroy it. Some of you may not understand something because many people have died for this Biafra, and it is not where we use it for jokes or for emotions. Emotions apart, I will love you and embrace you and kiss you, and we hang out and do everything in common. But when you cross the path of Biafra, hey, yeah, that is where we will have the demarcation. Then, if you want us to continue to kiss again, we will continue to kiss. Oh, we kiss, 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 kiss. We hang out and do everything. But when we come out, then you want to come and destroy Biafra. I'll tell you, our kissing gets boundary with Biafra. If your mother that carried you in your womb for good 9 months, and if your mother that brought you to this war, you cannot allow to destroy Biafra. And if the mother of your children who carried your babies and make you a father, and also the father of your children that make you a mother, if you don't allow them to destroy Biafra, then I don't even need to talk about your friends or your siblings. Because these are two important people in your lives. Your mother and your father is one. Then your husband and your wife, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or your concubine, or your sugar daddy and sugar mommy. Because these are the people that makes family. These are the people that make somebody to become father. These are the people that make somebody to become mother. These are the people that make somebody to become son. These are the people that make somebody to become daughter. Without these people existing in your lives, you cannot become a mother. You cannot become a father. Yes. So we are in a tough time and a phase of transition that is going to be very rough. That is why I'm taking time on this video of Obi Kubana. Because they are using him and using Peter Obi. They are going to use more of them. He is part of the template and tool against the freedom fighting movement. Many of you don't know the role that Azikiwe played in sabotaging Biafra. Many of you don't know the role that Azikiwe played in sabotaging Biafra, right? You don't know. Was he a renowned figure of Biafra? Yes. But Nigeria had to use him. UK had to use him to play a negative role against Biafra. And he contributed to making sure Biafra did not come, because Nigerian government and UK used him to play the negative role against the emergence of Biafra. That is why they are using Peter Obi today. That is why they are using all your governors and senators today. That is why they have now figured out one of your billionaires, Obi Kubana to also use Obi Kubana today. Yes. That is why they have used Obi Kubana today. That is why they are using Obi Kubana today. That's why they are using Peter Obi today. The same way they use Nnamdi Azikiwe. Because he's somebody all of you loved. Do you know that he was made the ceremonial president of Nigeria in 1960? So that he will pave the way to destroy all your brains. While the jihadist conquest was fuming in Nigeria in 1954, down to that time that you now saw 1960. After 1960, the jihad was on a spring up to 1967. To the January 1566 coup that you had, it was this jihadist conquest that necessitated the what? The January 15, 1966 coup. Where was Nnamdi Azikiwe then? He ran away from Nigeria while the jihad offspring was on, while it was about to erupt and to destroy everybody. He ran away from Nigeria. He went to the Caribbean and the UK. He was doing picnic and tourism while Nigeria was on a suicidal slide, while it was about to explode. And that is why, when they saw that Biafra has entered into the mood of getting a successful country or nation, they now brought Azikiwe back. So as they brought him back, all of you will say, oh, our ceremonial president, the first president of Nigeria, was a Biafran man. So you will now, with that emotional attachment, you will bow down. Then they use him to destroy all the effort of Ojukwu and Philip Effiong. You see these two men here? These two men you see here, these two men have gone through a lot. Yes, they went through tough and thin, very thick one. These two men you see here, they've gone through a lot. Serving in the face and in the middle of oppression, serving in the middle of saboteurs. Do you know what it means that somebody that is standing behind them is one of the coup plotters to kill them? To kill the two of them that they seated there, Ojukwu and Effiong. Someone that is standing beside them there could be part of those that plan to kill them, to eliminate them. And they will hear of it, they will not tell them. To the point that every time they want to eliminate Ojukwu, they see that Effiong is always protecting and exposing and destroying the plan. Every time, they now figure out that Effiong has become a stumble block. Let us look for a way of alienating Effiong. They now went on a courtesy visit to Effiong's house when Effiong was not in the officer's mess with Ojukwu. They now went to his own house, his own compound where he is. And they plan, let us take him out to the cantonment where the weapons are. We will tell him that he has to come and open the door and release weapons for us. While we are going on the road, we have already arranged some other people that are part of this elimination plan. They will come out from the road and then eliminate him. Then we will now be raising our hand and say, why? When they eliminate Effiong, it's okay. Ojukwu will be very easy to take care of because Effiong has become a stumble block. They went to his house to go and plan of how to take him out, to go and eliminate him. And God took a woman. That is why it's very good to have a woman in your life. Oh, yes. And I want to say it. Women are a blessing at some point, and there are some had become a curse to you. The same thing to men. There are men that will be in your life at a particular time. They become curse and also become blessings. So God used the woman that was in Ephion's mess with Ephion that day to save him. Because if they had finished eliminating Ephion, it is Ojukwu. Oh, it was the stumble block to them. He was a stumble block to them. So they had to look for strategies. So God used that woman. As they were discussing it, God disgraced them and they started discussing in Yoruba. God disgraced them. They started discussing in Yoruba. While Ephion went inside to go and change into his uniform, the woman was now preparing coffee to serve them. She now leaned by the door and heard them saying it in Yoruba, whispering to each other. They did not use Igbo this time, understanding that Ephion understands Igbo. They now decided to use Yoruba. And then, the God of heaven made that woman to have understood Yoruba. Owambe. Motilo. Shotilo. Hey. God used Shotilo and Owambe to save Ephion that day. So at times, it's good though that you have women around you. That means they are blessings. Yes. And some of us also become cursed depending on the mandate that God wants you to play at a particular time. Because if it was the one that was to serve as a curse, that one now would have still delivered Ephion out. But this one was to be a blessing. So after she heard them whisper and say everything in Yoruba, she now went inside and met Ephion and said, this is what these people have said. What they said before is not what they plan. As you went inside now, this is what they just said. So, as you come out, tell them to discharge, that you meet them at the central command. That is how Ephion escaped the assassination of that day. And getting there now, he court-martialed all of them. Because their plan was, as they eliminate Ephion, the next place they go direct to Ojukwu to go and eliminate Ojukwu. So, as Ephion now discharged them from his house, he now went to the central command to meet Ojukwu. That is how they court-martialed all of them. These two men, you see, they've gone through a lot. So, a lot of sabotage are going to come. And I want everybody to be mentally tough and strong. If you are not ready, you will be blown off like wind. You will not know where to stand and what to do. You will be fickle-minded, jumping up and down. Because they will use the situation and the areas where your emotions and your brain is attached to. That is what Nigerian government is doing now. They did it using Nnamdi Azikiwe against Ojukwu and Ephion to destroy Biafra. Now they are using Obi, Peter Obi, and then they are also using Obi Kubana and Kubanan chief priest and all the governors and all the celebrities. The next thing you will see, they will start using all the celebrities in Biafra land. They will use the music channel. They will use the Nollywood actors and actresses. It's all about money. They will give them money. It's all about money. It's very easy to do. It's a template. It's a tool. It's a weapon of warfare. So you need to be mentally tough. Now let us listen to what they said here.
Sunday. So I can't wait till Sunday. Because I can't function without the fatherly blessing. And everybody said, Anambra State, Senator. Also, city boy. So, chief of staff, he is a captain. Oh, right. I appointed him, nominated him. Last minute.
I don't know what happened, you know. I was not in the country when they passed that case. And I was there.
Dr. Nelly, my partner, my brother, and a leader in the City Boy movement. He's been with us since he died. And then Mr. Alvin, someone from the state. We live in the same area. My family lives in the same area with him in London. He's into media and everything. So we're taking this beyond the border. This is my brother, my partner, chief of staff to the brother group, Mr. Martin.
And this is your son, Chief Priest. Your son.
And your son. I used to bring you. I asked him this year, I said, Amba, this year, Otam. This not Korea. This year, one. So here, I'm going to get here and come to.
I believe you have heard everything. They are going to use every strategies. They will use the media. They will use the monetary fund. They will use the grassroots movement. They will use every means. It's all about money. They bring people from London, where they will come and infuse all the strategies. They will use money as a weapon of warfare to brainwash many of you and to blindfold many of you. And you know, all of you love money more than freedom. Yes, you will betray Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You will betray Biafra because of money. Did Ojukwu and Effiong betray Biafra because of money? No, but they wanted to kill them for not betraying Biafra because of money. Who wanted to kill them? It was not the Yoruba. It was not the Hausa. It was not the Fulani. It was you, your same fellow Biafran, that made yourself a sellout to collect money to kill your brother because of Biafra. And that is what you have also done to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. And that is what you have also done to BDF. All of you will collect money. You now look for ways and manners of sabotaging BDF, pointing hands to their relations, so that when they capture their relations and kill them, that will bring out the BDF to come and show forth or to come and surrender. How far will you continue? Be resilient, and tough. Let us check another video. We saw another one where they gave Tinubu's son was the one handing over the mandate to Obi Kubana. Let us see that one also. Money is talking. Money is shaking. Money is talking. So it's time for you to be very
to Nigeria
ready.
and to youth and young people in that. I want to first of all say thank you very much
See them
for your
all.
support to Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, and to Nigeria and to youth and young people in Nigeria, especially in the southern region.
Watch very well.
I want to first of all say thank you very much for your support to Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, and to Nigeria and to youth and young people in Nigeria, especially in the southern region and the whole country as a whole. On behalf of the City Boy movement, we want to present your recognition letter and appointment letter as the regional director of the Southeast for City Boy. And on behalf of City Boy, we want to say congratulations and thank you very much.
On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. We shall stand on your mandate. We shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand.
Have you seen them? You have seen them. They are singing on the mandate of Tinubu. They will stand now. It's not on the mandate of Igbo people. Oh. It's not on the mandate of Biafra people. Mbano. On the mandate of Tinubu. So Tinubu say, kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Tinubu say, kill Biafrans. Tinubu say, sabotage Biafra. Hey, they are ready to do it. Because it's on the mandate of what? Tinubu. It's on the mandate of Nigeria. So the mandate is kill Biafrans. It is on the mandate of Tinubu. They will do it. Why? Why would they do it? Because of the money, political appointment. That is why you all need to be mentally tough, because the phase we are going into is very rough. If you don't have resilience, mental toughness, you will fall off. You will even go and follow Obi Kubana. You go and follow Obi. You go and follow Atiku. You go and follow all those that have destroyed the efforts of BRGI and BDF for the past 1 year. All those that have destroyed the effort of BRGI in Washington, D.C. All those that have destroyed the effort that we've done so far. Petitioning the US government against Nigeria and Finland. All those that have stood against this, you will go and join them. You will go and support them. Yes, because when you don't have mental toughness and you have not balanced your brain to understand, that is not about the emotions. That is about the template, the mandate. Did you hear what they sang? They say, on their mandate we shall stand, on the mandate of Tinubu. Not on the mandate of freedom. Not on the mandate of Biafrans. Not on the mandate of Igbo people, but on the mandate of Tinubu. So as Tinubu say, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu sentenced to death. As Tinubu say, Finland and European Commission, you must imprison all Biafrans in Europe because they are in BRGI. Every Biafran that is in Europe, starting from their PM, Mazen Monekba, to any Biafran that is in Europe, because they are in BRGI and they are supporting Biafra, imprison all of them. That is the letter that they wrote to European Commission to destroy Biafrans in Europe. Because of what? Supporting BRGI. You have to be mentally tough. And let me encourage you with what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said. This is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu before he was kidnapped, or 2 weeks. 2 weeks to his kidnap. This is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, 2 weeks to his kidnap. He explained something. 2 weeks to his kidnap. Listen to the encouragement and the advice that he gave you. And then let us see whether you are using your brain, whether you're putting your brain in gear, or whether you're just being foolish. Let us see whether you're putting your brain in gear, or whether you're just being foolish. Listen to the encouragement and the advice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity.
How did he start it? We are facing a formidable array of enemies, both within and without. That means some of you will be used inside the house, claiming to be very formidable, to destroy and to sabotage. Then you will now align with those that are standing outside, looking for the downfall of this very government. That is what it means. We are fighting a very formidable array of enemies, both within and without. Those that are inside pretending, then they are now aligning with those outside. Those are the same people that work to sabotage PM Simon Ekpa. Those are the people that work to sabotage Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those are the people that work to sabotage BDF. They also work to sabotage ESN. They work to sabotage Ikonso. They were within, and then they work with those without to collaborate and to destroy and to sabotage their effort.
This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us.
Do you hear?
From every corner.
Okay.
I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come.
Yes. Today's program is not lamentation or complaint. It's just to prepare your mind of what is to come in the next phase. Because Nigerian government have prepared a different game. And what BRJ have to do is to also re-strategize, to be more brutal, to do something different. So we're preparing your mind of what is to come. It is not lamentation, no. It is to prepare your mind of what is to come, for you to stand firm and determine your consistency and know how to use your brain and to become stronger and to see how you'll be able to emerge to restore the Biafra in a very brutal way, because we're going into another tough phase.
You are being prepared for what is to come.
Did you hear that? You are being prepared for what is to come. This program is a reminder for you that you are being prepared for what is to come. I'm not lamenting here. I'm just preparing your mind for what is to come. So prepare yourself so that you will know whether you have to fall off the rail or whether you have to balance. You're being prepared for what is to come.
The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself.
Did you hear that? The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. The time of reckoning. I said, for me to wear this cap of palm wine tapa and appear here today, it is time of reckoning. Today's broadcast is time of reckoning broadcast, where we will separate the chaff from the wheat. Because you need to ascertain what is happening and to watch and see. You will use your tongue to count your teeth. It's not somebody. All of you are in the media every day. You will be using your tongue to count your teeth and see what will be happening. The message started by, we are facing a formidable array of enemies, both within the government and without. So, as Nigerian government are preparing themselves, watch the media to see what will be happening. It's going to be a time of separation of shaft from the wheat, so that you cleanse and then you move on. Then you see how things will balance. Because you need formidability. You need consistency now, so that you can be able to surpass the next stage.
Our march is very, very near.
Very near.
The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed.
Very woefully.
Very woefully. And they will continue to fail.
Yes.
But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere.
Yes.
From everywhere, all over the world.
From everywhere, all over the world. Have you seen publications against BRUJIE? Have you seen publications against BDF? They say they are killing our BDF generals. Have you seen how it flies? Did you see the attack on our leaders that are in prison? Did you see the attack on our Prime Minister now, Okenkere? Do you see the attack on BRUJIE? Okay, it's coming everywhere. Nigerian government is placing $9 million lobbying against BRUJIE. Because of what? Because of the successes that we have recorded. Dragging them out and exposing them. So we are getting attacks from everywhere. It is increasing on a daily basis. But you need to be ready. You need to be ready.
And very soon, they will buy over some of you.
Very soon, they will buy over some of you with the money. Just like they have bought over Obi Kubana. They have bought over Obi. They are going to buy over many of the governors, senators, ministers, and many of the bronze Biafran agitators and freedom fighters. They are going to buy over many of them. They will be talking from the two sides of their mouth. You see that going forward, some of them that were very loyal to BRUJIE, they will start attacking BRUJIE. They will start calling you criminal because their brains have been destroyed. Either ways, whether monetarily or psychologically, because you need mental toughness to be able to fight for a freedom cause of this kind to succeed and to have a stable mind. A freedom fighting people where there is so much of sabotage, starting from Ojuku's time to this time. How do you think that the sabotage will disappear in your own time? No, the sabotage will continue. But what will sustain you and move you down is your consistency. Your consistency is what will help you. Your consistency is what will move you out. I hope my voice is still coming out. This one that I am saying call, maybe the call is to tell me that my voice is not coming out. Let me see. Let me be sure that my voice is coming out, because network can be crazy. I hope my voice is still coming out. Okay, all right. So, listen.
Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing.
Did you hear that? If some of you derail today, you're not going to stop what we are doing. If you become unstable today and then become stupid, You're not going to stop what we are going to do. We will still continue and we will still have success with or without you. Because the enemies are working so hard to destroy many of your brains. Those of you that have destroyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mandate to this very day, have we not gone far? Are we not still succeeding? Is it not still going? We are still going. You sabotage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Has it stopped Biafra? No. You sabotage Mazi Simon Agba. Has it stopped Biafra? No. You sabotage ESN. Has it stopped Biafra? No. You sabotage BDF. Has it stopped Biafra? No. You sabotage Mazi Nkere. Has it stopped Biafra? No. You sabotage the processes and the work that the lobbying team are doing in Washington, D.C. Has it stopped Biafra? No. Rather, it is increasing and bringing us to the limelight the more. Listen very well, oh. You can't stop what we are doing. If the spirit of Okpabiasika and Ifejuna enters you today and you become stupid, you can't stop what we are doing. We will continue to work strong.
You can't. Not in you cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact.
Yes.
That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be known by the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it.
Yes.
We have enemies.
Yes.
And we need to be very, very careful.
Did you hear that?
Both within and without.
We have enemies and we need to be very, very careful. Both within and without. Because they will use many of us inside and outside. We have, and he is echoing it again. This is the second time he's echoing it. He started with, we have enemies. We have formidable arrays of enemies, both within and without. He's now re-echoing it again. We have enemies, both within and without, and we have to be very, very careful.
Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal.
The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal because it's a time that you have to make decisions and use your brain. Yes, that is said. This next 2 weeks that is going into is very pivotal because it is when Nigerian government are using the sieve of Erastus to sieve some of you, to see what you are made of, to see your weaknesses, and to see how you can become shafts and weights, and see how you can become flies to be easily killed and blown off by using those that you are emotionally attached to drag you back and to drag you out of Biafra. By bringing Obi Kubana, by bringing all the Nollywood actors and actresses, by bringing the musicians, by bringing everybody that you so love and you are affected and attached to, that in their absence, you can't move forward. And they will give them money. They will empower them now with money. They will use them with money now. They will use them with money. They will use the money to infiltrate. Yes.
Next 2 weeks will be very, very important.
Yes.
In the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon.
Okay.
The devil will do everything.
Yes.
And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy.
Yes.
That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man.
Yes. Do you know why they have to do all this? Because of the formidability of the Biafran people for the past 2 weeks. Because Biafrans in the homeland have showcased something spectacular which Nigerian government did not believe. Anambra State were not observing sit at home with greater momentum the way they observe for these past 2 weeks. They did not display the show of force and formidability and consistency and sacrifice and synergy the way they have done for the past 2 weeks. That is what has destroyed the memory membrane of Nigerian government. And then overnight, they are re-strategizing. They are looking for who they should use to present to you as city boys and give them employment, give them mandate, so that they will now come into the grassroots. Also use the social media to distort your brains. But you know what? I like the fact that they bring themselves out when Biafrans already anticipate what their coming is. Because Nigeria did not bring them out before the pronouncement of death sentence to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They brought them out now after seeing what Biafrans have done. So Biafrans already understand the message. And so you're going to see how we are going to defeat every one of them. Now listen to the advice.
Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand.
Okay.
I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong.
Okay.
Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world.
Did you hear that? Many of you were born for this time. You have to be very, very strong. Standing your ground on Biafra and giving your support to the BDF and to the BRGIE, so that what is happening in Washington, D.C. will increase the fire. So that what BDF will have to do will escalate in the entirety of Biafra land. When they will hear today in Anambra, tomorrow they will hear in Ebonyi. Next tomorrow they will hear in Imo. Next tomorrow they will hear in Enugu. Next tomorrow they will hear in Akwa Ibom. While they want to run to Akwa Ibom, it will be happening in Anambra. They want to run to Anambra, it will be happening in Imo. You want to run to Imo, it will be happening in Enugu. That is how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be happening only one place. You have to divert the focus of the Nigerian terrorists that you're fighting. You don't open one front and keep for them and then allow them to only come and focus there. You have to cause them confusion. Let there be confusion everywhere. You have to create a problem to be able to solve the already made problem. And your problem that you have to create is going to be a strategic one in using to counter a problem that was created so that you can destroy the mandate of the enemy. For us to be able to achieve this, we need your funding. You have to support your defense forces. You have to support BRGIA so that these enemies will all shatter. For those of you that were ordained in your mother's womb, this advice is for you to suffix and to do the needful and to stand very strong, because this is when Biafra government in exile need you so much. This is when BDF needs you more than any other thing. This is when Biafrans in the homeland need you more than any other thing.
Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa.
Has Biafra government not brought Nigeria bare before international community? Did you hear what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said? Biafra will bring the light and expose all the evil. Nigeria is running to America today to lobby $9 million because of what Biafran government in Israel is doing to them. It's only Biafran government in Israel that could do it. Many other splinter groups have existed for 20-something years. They could not do it. But it's only Biafran government in Israel. have been able to do it because they were the people that were chosen before their mother's womb. Okenkere, the PM of BRJ, you were chosen before you even enter your mother's womb. And at this time, you will be available to make Nigeria cry from Aso Rock and from the National Assembly and coming down to Washington, D.C. Okenkere, you were chosen before you enter your mother's womb. You were chosen before you enter your mother's womb, Okenkere. You see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was chosen for a different purpose. Mazi Simon Ekpa was chosen for a different purpose. They have all played the purposes that God chose them for. Okenkere, it is your own turn now to amplify what God prepared you before you enter your mother's womb. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started IPOB. Mazi Simon Ekpa continued with autopilot and then later created the government. Now the two of them are in prison. Okenkere, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying, it is you that God is using to do that thing. But it's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that God is using to do it. It's not Mazi Simon Ekpa that is using to do it. It's you, Okenkere, that God is using to do what God used Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mouth to prophesy. That you will drag Nigeria to their knees and they will be crying. You see, it's not about who do it or how it is done. But what it is about is who is willing to allow his or herself to be used to do it. Who is willing? The person that is willing, the person that was willing to allow his or herself to be used to do it is Okenkere. While the rest of the leaders are in prison. God has used Okenkere to do it. And it is happening. And more are to come. And the cry of the enemies will continue. So, you all need to give him the support that is needed now than before. Because that thing that we waited for, that thing that we cried for, that thing that we applied for, that thing that was long prophesied, it is time of fulfillment. And it is happening. And the zoo have more cry to cry. And that is why we have to provide them with a bigger bucket. Yeah, welcome. We have to provide them with a bigger bucket. So that with that bigger bucket, they can cry us a river. You see? Okenkere, PM of BRJ, you went to US Congress. You went to the White House Capitol. You brought Nigeria to their knees. They are crying everywhere now. They have to go and look for $9 million to come and lobby against Biafra. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that prophesied and said, those of you that were born before you even enter your mother's womb to come for Biafra, it's time for you to emerge. He is not even here now. And God answered that his prayer by bringing those that will come and do what God uses mouth to say. So, are you all willing to be used by God for the fulfillment of Biafra? Like PM Okenkere is making himself available and useful. It's about who is ready and then say, God, use me. Who is ready? God, here I am, use me. Who is ready? God, here I am, use me. And Nigerian government are crying. Did Okenkere shoot gun in Washington, D.C.? Did Okenkere shoot gun in Anambra when he took Biafrans into the U.S. White House? No, you did not shoot gun. That's why I said we have shot guns before. against the terrorists that came to kill our babies, women, and children. We repelled them with ESN and BDF. But we did not hear the sound of America called Biafra until we used lobbying to enter the American government. They now start recognizing what we are doing. You now see that all the US foreign policy makers are now writing big notes and publications on the social media and quoting what Biafra is doing in governments in exile and in the homeland, and calling on American government to give them full support. Because we have gone into the system now and educated them. So you don't need to stay only afloat and then do everything that you did in the homeland alone and post it in the media. No, you have to go inside and have a dialogue.
It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there.
They said it will be a time, and it will be like when Joshua was born. 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 I want you to go and read that story and understand the lines of leadership of how Joshua came into the picture and what started happening. That means there was a prophecy, right? That the freedom of the Israelites will come, right? God used somebody to prophesy. And then God sent Moses. As God sent Moses, Moses started the work. And then later they say, it will be like a time that Joshua was born to come. So the prophet that prophesied about the Israelite freedom was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the Moses that had to come was Mazi Simon Ekpa. And the Joshua that was born is Mazi Okenkere. Make una go and learn the scriptures so that you now know how to interpret very well. Go and learn. The prophecy of Israelite freedom. God used Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to do the prophecy. And then he used Mazi Simon Ekpa to do the Moses, who started dragging them out, coming to preach to Nigeria and bring them out of Egypt. Then along the line, Moses was no more there on the way. And then there comes Joshua. Joshua now become Mazi Okenkere. So let us go and enter the promised land. So there must be connection in processes. Let's listen to the message to the end.
That is what these no-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome.
Yes. Listen, too many mountains that we need to overcome. Like all these ones that the Nigerian government are bringing out now. And all the ones that you will be seeing and happening amongst yourselves, both within and without. These are the mountains. They will be coming out one after another. So prepare your mind and your brain so that you can be able to face all these mountains. The mountains that we need to overcome now in this process that we are embarking upon. Too many mountains. And that mountains needs formidability, resilient and strong mind. Not people that are fickle-minded, that your leg is in point A today, tomorrow your leg is in point B. You cannot rationalize what is happening to know what to do. Today you see city boy Obi Kubana, you run to him. Tomorrow, you see Atiku Abubakar, you run to him. Next tomorrow, you see Obedient, you run to Obedient. Next tomorrow, you see Ameji, you run to Ameji. Tomorrow, you see Wike, you run to Wike.
And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength.
Did you hear that? Mental strength. You need mental strength to overcome all these mountains. All of you need mental strength to overcome all these mountains that is here. That mental strength, Sonny has already gotten the mental strength. Many of you need the mental strength.
Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off.
How much did they pay to the lobbying in Washington, D.C.? $9 million to go after BRJ. Let's see how far it goes.
They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move.
You see, they will promise you a house in Dubai. They will promise you political positions. Have they not given political positions to your brothers and sisters now? Hey. For those of you that also join BRGI because you want positions, they'll promise you positions. Maybe because you don't see the position you wanted now. And then you want to start fighting the template of BRGI so that you destroy it. You are not getting salary. Look at the positions that they are giving Obi now and Obi Kubana. Martin Amdekano said it is time for you to use your brain and put it in gear to be strong mentally, to be able to determine what to do as we move on. I salute all Biafrans. All must hail Biafra. We are winning, and then we will continue to win. And we call on all Biafrans to be mentally tough and strong at this point going forward, because it's going to be a very rough age. Yes. It's going to be a very rough age. Please, wake up and make it happen. Be focused, be resilient, and be tough so that you can be able to face this stage that we are in. I salute all of you as we move on to the next stage. Prepare yourself for the turbulent, because it is only for the strong mind that will be able to face what is to come.